Mumford,
Yes.
Richardson,
Yes.
Wilson.
Okay, public forum, don't have anybody signed up. Moving on to community affairs, anything on your list for community affairs tonight? Okay, moving on, meeting minutes, the recorded meeting minutes of the last meeting, which was held on the 16th of March. It's in your packet, look those over. If you see anything that needs to be corrected, mention it. If not, once you look at them, I'll entertain a motion to accept the recorded regular meeting minutes of the Monday, March 16th meeting as written.
I'll make the motion.
Ms. Marcy, a second, please.
I'll second it.
Mr. Tanner, second. When you're set.
Mumford,
Yes.
Richardson, Wilson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Hamlin.
Yes.
Okay. Meeting's approved, meeting minutes approved, moving on. Officer report, you got the floor, Jeremy.
Thank you. Just looking for approval of the March 2026 bills paid, total of $997,827.63.
Anything stand out as unusual in there, or is it pretty standard, straightforward?
Pretty standard, straightforward,
Okay,
I think.
any questions there, folks? If not, motion to approval of the payment of bills for the March 26 bills paid in the amount of $997,827.63 as recorded.
Motion.
Mr. Hanley, a second, please.
Second.
Ms. Carleen? Go ahead.
Richardson,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Hamlin,
Yes.
Mumford.
Yes.
Thank you. That's it.
Okay, Pratt approved. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, Treasurer Orton Gale, ma'am, you have the floor.
I need approval of March collection report totaling $874,642.74.
Any questions there on anything that's shown? Again, this is collection only. This is not any other sources of income we had coming outside of the collector's office. Which when you add those together, we actually probably broke even for the month. For a change. Questions? If not, approval of the collection report as recorded in the amount of, for March, of $874,642.74.
So moved.
Ms. Laurie, second.
Second.
Ms. Marcy. Whatever you're saying.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Hamlin,
Yes.
Mumford,
Yes.
Richardson.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Tracy from Long Distance, your floor.
Nothing that I have. All my stuff I work with other people on, and they have it under their line items.
Okay, so we'll move forward and ask you questions later, okay?
Great.
All righty. Director of Public Works,
Thank you, Mayor.
you have the floor.
I'm seeking council action for the approval of Midwestern Gas Transportation Company amendment to firm transportation agreement. This is, ours was just expiring and we're re-upping with them. This is through the IMEA and Constellation Midwestern Gas. So the same folks, just we're re-upping for another 5 years. So I'm seeking your guys' approval to do that.
Just a continuation of what we've already had in line,
Yes.
so. Motion for the approval of the Midwestern Gas Transportation Company amendment. Any people have any questions about the amendment itself? Pretty simple. And like I said, it's the same thing we've had, so. Without any,
Motion.
Ms. Carleen, motion to approve. Mr. Hanley, second. Go ahead, bud.
Brown,
Yes.
Hamlin,
Yes.
Mumford,
Yes.
Richardson,
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Okay, got that done. That takes care of that for another 5 years, right?
Yep.
All right, keep going, bud.
Okay, next I'm seeking council action for the approval of resolution number 040626A, a resolution establishing net metering avoided cost for the 2026-2027 fiscal year.
Okay, I'll put all that you just said in English.
Okay, This is again from the IMEA, for the solar, net metering policy that we have, based on our usage and things like that, the IMEA, these are different for every town, but the avoided cost for the city of Casey for the upcoming fiscal year is 0.0728 kilowatts per hour. And that was, again, given to us by them.
Which just means we're avoiding the cost of any electrical work, and electrical, that is just exempt.
This is sort of the credit that's given, and we have to establish it on an annual basis by law.
Credit given to anybody that has solar panels on their
Right.
property.
Correct,
Whatever they give us, this is the rate we buy it
Buy
back
it back
from.
from,
correct.
and that's just continuation of one we've already.
We have to do it on an annual basis, so this is just the standard annual basis establishment of the,
Of what we have the credit listed at, okay. Motion to approve resolution 040626A for established net metering avoided cost for the 26-27 fiscal year.
So moved.
Motion, Mr. Hanley, second, Miss Laurie. Whenever you're ready, roll your vote.
Hanley,
Yes.
Mumford,
Yes.
Richardson,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Okay. Keep going.
Okay, so the next thing is it's just a point of discussion for the IPW MAN mutual aid. This was brought to my attention by Effingham's Public Works Director Jeremy Harmon. The Effingham's a part of it, Greenup's a part of it, and it's just a mutual aid, thing with, when natural disasters occur. It's all the surrounding communities that are part of this, would respond if needed. The first 5 days are free, and then anything after that, we would pay a cost for. I think the yearly membership would be $100. We are currently part of a mutual aid agreement with the IMEA. I don't think for the price, it would be bad to double down on some of that if a natural disaster or anything would occur, because a lot of the communities that are a part of this are not part of IMEA. So again, it's, yes, we are covered by a separate mutual aid agreement with the IMEA. This is just something to think about, and if you guys want more information on communities that are involved in that and where they are, I'd be happy to provide that. You can get online, look at the list and things like that, so, it's just something to think about. I think it would be worth it, but again, I'll let you guys.
Why don't you put together a little more information on it, and we'll table it and bring it back for something we can kind of study
Okay.
on and we could even get that, put it up in the boxes and people can study it
And I spoke
between
with
meetings.
Jeremy from Effingham, and he said he'd be happy to come and talk on it too. He's on the board, if you guys want to. Like I said,
I don't think
can
that'd be a
put
bad
together-
idea, but I think everybody like to have a tad more information about
Sure,
what it is, what it encompasses and that kind of thing.
okay.
So helping the neighbor out is never gonna be a problem, because we may be the one that needs the help sometime. But yeah, if you can bring some more info and table that for now, that'd be great.
Yep. Next, I'm seeking council action for the approval of ordinance number 612, an ordinance authorizing the acquisition of the easement for utility purposes. This is the Ryan family, easement. This was approved, they signed it quite a while ago, but when we were looking through the records, we found we never approved the ordinance for that. Again, this is part of the I-70 project, and so I'm seeking your guys' approval for the ordinance.
Is this one coming from the west?
This is north of McDonald's. He owns the whole field up to the Walker property.
Okay, so this is the one we'll be born under on the Ryan ground.
No, this is trenching all the way. He's from McDonald's to the Walker property.
Oh, okay, got you, before we get to the border side.
Yes.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay, approval for ordinance authorizing the acquisition of the easement for utility purposes from the Ryan family. It's ordinance number 612. Motion to, approve.
I'll make the motion.
Ms. Marcy, a second, please.
I'll second.
Ms. Carlina.
Mumford,
Yes.
Richardson.
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Hanley.
Yes. Keep going.
Okay. I'm seeking council action for the approval of ordinance number number 613, McDonald's easement acquisition. We were able just to obtain this, within the year, within the new year. And so they have agreed, to sell the easement to us for $500. And so I'm looking for an approval to pass the ordinance for that.
And that'll take us from what we just did to the boarding site on Walker's, correct?
No, this will take us, this is getting us started, basically.
Okay,
Just for.
they all three, they all end up connecting, but we'll see
Yes,
what's, okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
We're starting, yeah, McDonald's is the southern point, then Ryan's in the middle, Walker's.
I've not walked this, I didn't know what sequence they are in, but
Yep.
once we get these three on here approved, we're ready to shoot underneath the interstate.
Yeah, and I spoke to Dale, who's in gay today, and he said that, did you bring him in? Okay, he said that he signed their easements and so we're good to go
Okay.
there as well.
So, motion to approve order 613, which is the McDonald's easement acquisition for the I-70 project.
Make a motion.
Mr. Hanley, a second.
Second.
Ms. Lori. Fire away, ready. Hold on, gotta vote.
Mumford,
Yes.
Richardson,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Hamlin.
Yes.
Now continue.
On a roll, man.
Slow him down.
Yeah. Approval of ordinance number 614 with a Walker easement acquisition. So this is the bore site. This was the property that we've been in discussion about a few times. They did agree, based on our asking price, or our counter offer of $4,000 that we came up with at the last meeting. So they've agreed to those terms, so we still need to, actually, they have not signed the, easement yet, or the acquisition summary and offer to purchase. We need to sign that. Mike, I need you to sign that first, and then we can get that sent over to them, but, they have agreed to sign those documents, so.
They should, $4,000.
I'm glad, this will be the final piece, so, it's pretty exciting.
Motion to approve ordinance 614, Walker easement acquisition.
Make a motion.
How can we,
Second.
how can we do that if they've not signed it?
Well, it's going to get signed tomorrow. It's gotta be approved before we can move forward and sign.
Either or,
If
either.
it's not signed, we already have authorization to proceed as stated in that ordinance as well, the eminent domain. That's the formal authorization.
Okay.
This motion was made by Mr. Hanley, seconded by somebody, did I hear?
Marcy,
Marcy, okay.
Richardson,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Hamlin,
Yes.
Mumford.
Yes.
Okay. Now, with any luck, we'll get somebody up there in the next 18 months.
I think that's all I have, Mayor, thank you.
All right. Chief, you're up.
Thank you. I need council's approval for the purchase, in the new agreement with Axon Enterprise, which is the TASER agreement. We are currently in a 5-year payment plan with them. Unfortunately, the equipment is out of date. They don't even make what we have anymore. So they are offering this as their newest one out, and they offer it as a 5-year payment plan as well. That cost total was $59,778.12. It's broke down annually to $11,955.64.
Over the next 5 years.
Yeah, that payment for the next 5
And
years.
we're already,
We're already appropriating almost a third of that on the previous 5-year plan we already have.
And all officers have one?
Yes, this is not gonna be a sharing thing. They will each have their own.
Adam's already done his portion of the appropriations, and we've got it set up for approval once we get the other legs of it done, so it's already been addressed in as far as budget goes.
And he's cut enough of his budget to cover.
And I will give the man credit, he cut enough off his budget to come in under last year and still get what he needed. So, it's not been approved yet, he's still got a month or so to screw it up, but so far,
I'm sure the vote.
so, yeah, he even saved half the money for your sirens. So, but your budget shot. So, okay,
It's well needed.
we're ready to vote?
Need a motion.
We did. Jeremiah made the motion, Colleen seconded it.
Sorry, I missed that.
I figured. When you're set, bud.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Hanley,
Yes.
Mumford,
Yes.
Richardson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now you get to figure out which one of these people you wanna test them on, and then forget it.
And the only other thing I had was, we've had several calls on whether or not we had our golf cart UTV stickers, and I think I mentioned that a month or so ago that we do have them in, so if anybody's asking, please tell them, yes, come on up. We do have them.
What's the time frame on those? Are they a year from the date they're issued, or do they all expire the same
They
day?
all expire April 30th of every year,
Okay,
and still $50.
do we prorate those if somebody gets one in October, or is it just
Nope.
$50? Okay, I was just curious, somebody was asking me, and I didn't really know what it was, so, alright, good enough.
People don't know, kids can't be driving the golf carts.
Right,
I've been seeing kids driving golf carts everywhere already, so
it's
has to be.
licensed drivers 18 or older,
18 and older, yes,
yeah, but they gotta be, it's not licensed drivers 16 and older.
correct.
Licensed driver, 18.
Without a driver's license.
Not allowed to drive them after dark either, right?
No, until 10 o'clock.
So till 10 o'clock, so they can't after dark.
Okay,
It used to be the death.
Anything else?
The last, I guess the last thing, we've had our new secretary for a week, she's doing very well.
caught up on the
I
filing.
hear a new voice when you call.
She had 7 foot of files the first 3 days, and she got those put away, so. It was busy, that's good. That's good,
That's all I had.
alright. Moving on, Tom, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you. Up first, I'm asking council approval of ordinance 611, which is an ordinance to allow the transfer of vacant city-owned lots to the Central Illinois Land Bank Authority for housing development.
Now, with that being said, Tom and I have talked with, is it Mike? And basically, any lots that we deem, any of the properties that we deem, once it's through the inspection, we have the call. If we think they're, need to be destroyed for whatever reason, past use, possible chemical contamination, some of that stuff, like the chief and I have talked about on some, we have the right to say, this is not one we want to go through rehab. And then we also have the right, with what we expect from rehab, what we have as far as our goals, the right to choose the folks that we want. If we have more than one person come in and say what they wanna do, we have the right to choose what we want to use as their objective, or pick the people that we want to rehab the property. So, it's putting them, giving them more of the lead. We still have this decision-making that we can do from the backside, but the land bank's pretty much taking the lead on getting stuff ready, getting the inspections and that kind of thing, getting a little bit more of it out of our hands, so the chief and Tracy don't have to do quite as much of it, but we still have the authority, I reckon, is what I wanna use, Tom, for final say-so and what we can or will or will not
Are
allow.
both these just empty lots?
These are both vacant lots.
Yeah,
They're the
no
ones that,
structure on them.
no, they're the ones that recently reverted back to the city. 105 and 107 Northwest Second.
That's Ryan, that's the strength, that's the one we got reverted back from Ryan. And we got a couple more to look at down the road in the not too distant future. But that's where we're at. So motion to approve, the transfer of the vacant city lots, back to the Central Illinois Land Bank Authority for Housing Development, ordinance number 611.
Make motion.
Mr. Hanley, second, please.
Second.
Ms. Marson. Go ahead.
Brown,
Yes.
Hanley,
Yes.
Mumford,
Yes.
Richardson,
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Okay, Tom, keep going. You're on
Okay,
roll.
second up on my list, thank you, is seeking council approval of resolution 040626B, which is a resolution of the city of Casey in support of the Illinois America 250 commemoration.
Now, while you're doing this, take a few minutes and explain to them what we found out about, how we have to work some of the prizes.
Do we wanna talk about that?
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to bring it up and say
I
what
don't
you,
think we need to talk.
okay. We're accepting donations.
We're talking about the resolution in support of the Illinois American 250
Okay.
commemoration.
I didn't know if you wanted to go talk about any more about the activities going on or not,
Yeah, we can talk about that.
so.
Ms. Richards, what do we have coming up next?
Oh, you're here.
Let's see, we're in April now,
I know your sheet's getting longer.
yeah, is the Founder's Day next? I'm blanking out.
Putting you on the spot.
We did correct the spelling error, Lori, thank you for noticing it. And I will just say that so far, our best foot forward, I mean, every event so far has been really good. The history fair was really, just the atmosphere of walking into the gym under those circumstances was quite unusual and neat. And it was fifth through seniors that participated, and some of the projects were really amazing. And then, of course, 4-H kicked us off in February and did a great job. And then on Thursday, we had a program that the Historical Society actually sponsored at the library. Douglas Hart Nature Center came, and it was really good, wasn't it, Tom?
It was fantastic.
It was amazing, and she is worth booking again. The library and the committee both, we got behind on the advertising because we were all so busy and tied up with that history fair. But that was really, really successful, and I'm very proud of it, and the city, I think, should be as well. And then, what is next, Tom, if it's not Founder's Day? I think Founder's Day is coming up next. And then, Mary Catherine Goddard, which I know some of you Googled about her to learn about her. She's the only woman's name that's on the Declaration of Independence.
Trivia night.
Yeah, so up next is
Trivia night is next, yes.
on May 18th at the
April.
VFW, starting at 7 p.m. I'm sorry, April 18th. Trivia night, VFW, 7 p.m. In May, at the beginning of May, on the 2nd, we have the cemetery tour at Washington Street Cemetery, and then Founder's Day is indeed on 5/9.
Yeah, I was caught off guard asking you that, Tom, so I blanked out.
I know you got quite a bit of stuff figured on the 4th. I've talked to our Travis, our fireworks guy, and he
Yeah.
says this year's fireworks will be bigger and better than last year's.
Oh,
So I said, that's great. 35 minutes, I think is what the show's supposed to last, with a shell every 3 seconds. So that'll be good.
yeah, yeah.
That'll be good, so.
But, I think we're doing great, really, with everything so far is going really well. We're still tweaking a few things, but,
And we're still asking for donations out there to
Yes.
make things bigger and better.
yes, we
So-
are.
We'll work on that and go from there. So, okay, with that, motion, for the resolution number 040626B, City of Casey support for Illinois America 250, commemoration. Made, Mr. Hanley, a second, please.
I'll second.
Ms. Carleen.
Hanley,
Yes.
Mumford,
Yes.
Richardson,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Got anything else in there, Bob?
That's good for me for now. I'll have more when we get to new business.
Guess what's next?
All right.
New business. So I guess if that's the case,
What about
You
you?
gonna
You got
fly
David-
over?
You got David down there.
and
from
say
Boston.
Did I miss Dave?
Yeah, I always miss Dave.
the reason I missed you is you're wanting to spend $75,000, so I'm gonna try to blow over you. I'm sorry, Dave, fill us in, bud.
Thank you, but, have nothing to report.
Why does that not surprise me? I will fill them in a little bit on your research. We did do that. We have put the budget in there. Chief helped us with some monies with what he's saving on his side along with what you've got, to budget those 2 sirens. And you said, after talking to your folks, we should be able to have them installed by when?
They've broken the things down in 2 different invoices.
Okay.
The first invoice, I believe is after it's paid, that'll be for the equipment and then it'll get shipped.
Okay,
And then the second invoice will be after everything's up and going and working properly.
I think we're in a position where we can get that done through what we've already got talked about with the appropriation, so you need to get together with Gail. Because that's something we can't be sitting on our ass if something happens, we need to make sure we have that taken care of. I know they're working now, but like you said, they've got some age on them, and that now could be not now pretty quick, so let's get on that, get what we need to have done here fairly quickly and get that done. So I'll let you get with Gail and Jeremy, and whatever we need to get ordered for that, we can get done sooner than later. That work? Okay. Anything else, sir?
Nope, fine.
Okay. Now, new business. Now we go back to Tom and Marcy. And meetings was, let's see, you had meeting on 4/1, correct?
Yes.
And you can take over and fill in what we come up with and what the group wants to do and what you recommend. You got the floor, Marcy.
Okay, well, if you remember, we, decided to go ahead with the reimbursement of redevelopment project costs. And, amazingly, we have 4 applicants, 4 projects applied for 3 different developers. So that's a really good start, I think, on this. I hope you had time to look at their applications and see what their projects are. The first one on the list is Stinson Chiropractic, and Aaron is here today. And he's building a new building next to his current one, and he's got extensive plans that you can see detailed, creating a lot more space on it.
What's your time frame, bud?
Hopefully, starting soon, like this week, and
I see they was
groundwork,
doing some surveying and some marking up
Yeah,
there,
but-
so.
then as fast as we can get everybody there. Hopefully by summer, fall.
Okay, and that project that Aaron's got, it's one of the larger ones out there, definitely beautify the area, and I'm not knocking the old building, but the new building I know will give you more room to do some stuff. You're just gonna have more room, it's gonna be better, I'll leave it at that, we'll go from there. But, that's what the district was designed to do, so that is the first one. Now, do you wanna do these on an individual basis?
Each ordinance individually, yes.
Okay. Let's just take them one at a time, we'll go from there, Marcy, okay?
Okay.
In regard to Stinson's, that is approval of ordinance number 615 of the Business District Redevelopment Program. And I think Marcy said that is a big one, that would be a 50,000 max on our part, correct? Because the project itself was pretty extensive.
It's estimated
250,000 is what we got on the form, so yeah. So he's gonna put some money in that area, make it look nice. And the reason for the business district funds is to help businesses look nice and stay in Casey and bring some funds into Casey, so the committee had set that one up for approval. So with that being said, approval of ordinance 615, business district redevelopment program reimbursement for the Stinson project.
I'll make the motion.
Ms. Marcy, second.
I'll second.
Mr. Hanley? And your second.
Mumford,
Yes.
Richardson,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Hanley.
Yes.
Okay. Go right ahead, Marcy, go right on down to your next one.
Number 2, at 14 South Central, that's the current 1890 sleepover, been purchased by Rolfing Management, and he's doing a lot of renovations to the building. It will, add some, ADA compliant rooms on the first floor, and he's got 2 applications, so I'll just briefly tell you about the other one. It's 18 South Central, which was Deb Black's building, and he's creating some space there as well, and the two will be connected, correct, Tom?
That's correct, and both Ben and Tom from that project are here today.
Oh, well, hi.
Hello. So, that would be, you know, it's just kind of funny that the first three we got were ones that were a pretty good magnitude and size. And, but they're also ones that can make a good impact downtown
It's
with
needed.
Yeah.
with the additional rooms for the sleepover and with a new look coming in from the north end of town, so.
He's also improving the roof and several other things on Deb Black's building, tuck pointing on the outside wall.
Right.
I think that we really got some winners here today,
I agree, I'm not disappointed,
right?
Yep. I'm gonna give them 2 weeks to get it done, we'll be all.
Are you gonna help?
Yeah, if I help, it's gonna be 2 years, trust me, I'm not allowed power tools of any kind, so. Okay, with that, still, this is 50 also, correct? But I wanna do them separately, so this one is approval for, ordinance 616, which is the redevelopment program, reimbursement for Rolfing for the 14 South Central. Let's make sure we know which one we're doing first. And that is a maximum of 50 also, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now we've got a motion by Hanley, a second by Miss Carleen, and then now you're ready to go.
Mumford,
Yes.
Richardson,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Hanley.
Yes.
Number 2 is approved. The third one, and even though it's the same individual, it can be classified as a different project, so therefore it is also eligible. It is also a reimbursement for 18 South Central, and that also has a project total of 136,900, so this would be a max match of up to 50. So,
So you're gonna end up with 4 new rooms then?
With this, yes,
But
we're actually
both
gonna,
are-
we're actually gonna do more than that, this gets us started, yes.
Okay.
We'll end up with between 24 to 26 total. There's 12 rooms currently,
that's what
and there's
that's what-
none on the first floor
Yeah.
at all,
Yeah.
so this
And all
will,
12 are able to be rented out now.
Those stairs are
12
doozies too, aren't they?
they're wonderful.
Yeah.
It's an exercise. But yes, there's a lot of folks that can really would benefit from not having to do those stairs. So, yeah, it'll be 24 to 26 rooms total. It's gonna be
Between the two buildings.
correct.
That's
Correct.
great.
It'll have like around 5 suites on the main floor that are ADA compliant. For the elderly, there's none of that. We'll have about 12 rooms on the main floor.
Good. Cool.
Renovating 7,000 square feet in the Deb's Antique Building.
Yep. Well,
The
that's
project's a lot bigger than what you're
Well,
seeing here.
Yeah,
and anytime we can save those old buildings downtown and make them
And
usable.
we're
It's-
doing hotel motel tax, we're
Yeah.
keeping people here longer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Some of the things that, you know, we talked actually with Tom about doing a mural on the south side of the Deb's Antique Building. And something I brought up the other day too was EV charging, cause there's none
Yeah.
around. So that's another thing that would be a benefit. That's not on this list, but
Well, and I did
We're doing a lot of
answer,
things.
I did answer a couple of questions. There was a couple of people was questioning eligibility because, you know, the business district's tax is based on sales tax. Well, you've got Aaron's a service, you know, these guys are mostly service, where they were gonna benefit us is what we pick up in additional motel tax for that, you know, so, but anybody that's in the business district is eligible to use those business district funds and improve the overall look of our business area, so if it's a service, you know, the other service that comes to mind, there's the barber shop and hair trimming. You know, there's not a whole lot of sales tax coming through there, whereas those folks, our primary usage there will be what we get back in motel tax, which will benefit everything, so even though it doesn't directly relate to some of the folks bringing in the dollars, it's gonna go back into making the business district overall as a whole nice, which is gonna keep people downtown longer to do other things, and after a 3-year start to the project, and after Miss Tracy there has corrected everything I wanted to do the first time, and took everything basically I wanted to do the way I wanted to do it, but we still get to it and get it done. go from there, so we've got that one there done, and that leaves you with the last one, correct?
Yeah. we need to vote.
Approval, ordinance 617.
We got the motion, we got the second, so we can vote.
No, we don't.
No, we need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Told you we had it.
Richardson,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Hanley,
Yes.
Mumford.
Yes.
Okay, and the last one, go right ahead.
Last but not least, Jeremy and Jen Basinger are buying a laundromat that's sat empty for quite some time. That's a service that the community is really in dire
Definitely
need of.
needs, yes.
I'll tell you what she told me, it's a gut job. They have to start over with walls and equipment and all kinds of stuff. And it's a $53,000 project. The thing about this one is it's pending close of the property sale, which will be next week. So we don't actually do the same exact thing, but I mean, if they don't own it, we're not gonna use it anyway, but.
Right.
We need that language in there that it's pending the closing of the sale.
And both Jeremy and Jen send their regrets. They are tonight attending a laundromat conference.
They're all in.
They had hoped to be here, but there was a conflict.
I say, who knew?
Apparently there are several.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're there now. Me.
Yeah.
No, they're gung ho with getting it done, getting it started, so that'd be one that'll be done pretty quickly too, once they get
Jeremy
the
acted like he'd get it done by May.
Yep.
And he probably will.
Yeah, he'll put the nose to the grindstone and get to it, so. With that, motion to approve ordinance number 618, which is another business district redevelopment program, reimbursement for the Basingers for the purpose of renovating the old laundromat after purchase.
Make a motion.
Motion, Mr. Hamley, a second.
Second.
Ms. Marson,
Again, it is pending closing out
it's
the
pending
property.
close out the property, yeah, based on.
Wilson,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Hanley,
Yes.
Mumford,
Yes.
Richardson.
Yes.
And that was roughly, they hadn't got a final on, but they said it was roughly around the $28,000 plus or minus project and reimbursement for us. So if it runs a little long, that's fine, cause it's, like we said there, Marcy and, Tanner and Carlene, if it runs a little long, that's a service that's needed immensely. So all these first ones we got definitely benefit to the city, to the town, to the business. I appreciate you folks trying to help us look better, do better. And, I'm getting older, you may have to bend me and break me and crack me. I got parts hurt now, didn't know I had any. So, and you guys, glad to have you looking at that, fixing that. It's a great old
Absolutely.
building, and when you get it all said and done, give me a turn.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's welcome anytime. And that's another thing actually that we added already is a kiosk to the lobby to have somebody can just walk in and do a ribbon time too. So that's gonna help tremendously too. So, and it should let us get on the interstate sign I was telling Tom earlier too, so that we can put another lodging sign out
there.
on the interstate, which is good for us.
You'll have no problem
Yeah.
with people wanting to stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it's, the more stuff like that we can get with all the stuff we got going on, plus the motorcycle, motocross and other things, we can be hopping pretty quick, and all that's gonna help us do some other things, like try to get a Buc-ee's on the interstate.
That's a lot of traffic.
Hey, you can't get one unless you fire a shot across the bow, so we're gonna do that and see if I can BS my way into them knowing we're here. Okay, those are all done. Anything else we had to do for your committee, ma'am?
No, that's it.
Okay, doke. Any unfinished business we need to worry about? And it is the finance committee. Since Steve's not here, you and or Tanner can talk about where we're at and what's going on.
We've had two meetings, one on March 24th, one on 31st. We discussed the police department on the first one. We pretty much got Adam squared away with the police department. He did a fantastic job of cutting a lot of stuff that he didn't have to have or need. So even though he had the taser thing we voted on earlier, he still was well under with where we need him, so that one worked out well.
Quite frankly, in all honesty, with what he did with his budget rework, he almost single-handedly allowed for that one siren to be paid for. So, that's good, and not hurt us in any way, shape, or form.
And we were still able to keep us a car.
Yeah, and part of that is because of what we did 3 years ago, gang, on them cars. We're not having to Mickey Mouse maintenance, we're not having Mickey Mouse getting another one because the ones we got were pieces of crap, you know, go from there. So, and that's, we're starting to reap the rewards.
Second meeting, we worked on electric and gas, with Ryan. We got mostly squared away, there were some things we had to look up, or Gail was gonna have to look up for us and figure out exactly what some line items we're using for, so that we knew what we were working on, so that's still a work in progress, and then,
And she got that to me too.
this should go.
Have we got one scheduled for tomorrow?
Yeah, which I won't be here, so
You cancel tomorrow, right?
I can't.
Cancel the next one, 14.
I won't be here, so
We'll ask Tracy if you still,
if
are you
Steve's
there,
not gonna be
Tracy?
here, you can't have it with just
one, no.
no, so we need.
Yes? Yeah,
Yeah, she's here.
So,
you,
we gotta make,
you can,
I gotta have two or three for a committee meeting?
yeah.
Okay, good enough.
So cancel tomorrow, and you
Well,
already moved
Is
next
Steve,
Tuesday.
is Steve not gonna be here for sure?
I don't know.
Oh, we don't know.
How much time do we have to give you to cancel off?
I mean, we can just cancel it that night, you know, if no one
Let
shows
me-
up, if you don't
let
have
me-
enough, you don't have enough.
Are you
so-
eligible to come?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get hold of Steve then, if he can't make it, I'll let you know.
Okay.
If he can, then you and I and he will be there, two of you will be a quorum, and we can move it on down the line, I'll have Gail to pick one up that's not going to need as much discussion.
Okay.
Adam may have, not Adam, we're done with him. Ryan may have something that's, won't be as, direct, and if he doesn't, well, we'll do something in corporate, and,
EMA or something.
yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
good.
His will be simple.
He's already spent it.
No. Yeah, yeah. You get a red stamp, and however many times you wanna stamp it, you go right in, that's what you're allowed.
I can't think of anything else to add, can you, Deborah? No. It's a work in progress.
Hopefully we'll have all that done, in the next two, if not, I think it took us 7 meetings last year, I don't think we're gonna have to do it this year, so. And we got an early start, so we're good to go. Okay. Right back now to Alderman reports, Tanner, you're first, sir.
I don't have anything tonight.
Steve is not here, Lori, ma'am?
I need to call a public utility meeting.
Yes, you do.
That's me and
Make sure, hang on.
Steve, I think it's in Jeremiah. Are you in there?
No, Public utilities is Wilson, Mumford, and Jenkins.
Wilson, Mumford, Jenkins. So you two pick a time you can be there, that way I'll know I got two of you.
You pick a time.
let's do next week.
What day? Like when you get off work?
Let's do the 16th, April 16th,
What day of the week is that?
Thursday.
Okay, now I'm gone next week, so do you need me or not? Let me rephrase that,
Yeah.
do you want me there or not?
Yeah.
I gotta go up north to get Captain ready.
When are you back?
Yeah, that's true.
I will be back on Friday, the 17th.
Wanna do it before the council meeting?
Yep, you wanna do it before the council meeting on the 20th? Come in at
Will it
5:30.
take that long?
We know what we gotta say, it's just a matter of doing it. You wanna do it on that?
Let's just do like, what time is it, 6?
Council meeting will be at 6 on the 20th.
Let's do 5 o'clock.
That works for me,
5
Marcy.
o'clock on the 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Agenda?
Discuss,
Rate discussion.
rates.
Water and sewer, gas, electric.
Okay.
You may wanna be there for this one. May not wanna be, but you need to be there for this one. Okay? Got that set? Anything else, ma'am?
I don't have anything else.
Okay. Jeremiah?
I didn't have anything.
Marcy, ma'am?
Just that Casey in Action's kicking in spring, we do a lot of different things, so I've said before, we're doing our electronic, gosh, I'm brain dead.
Recycling?
Yeah, recycling out here in the parking lot on May 2nd. We'll start our cookouts that we have at the, butcher shop. We are ordering and receiving some lights for the walking paths, so you'll start to see those going up, and we'll figure out the placement of those in conjunction with everybody concerned to make sure they're in the right place, so exciting things for us.
Have the boys been keeping the rock swept off of it? And I'd asked Jacob to do it. I
I
don't know if he's.
haven't been down there, but
Let's see.
I haven't heard any reports of the rocks
Okay.
being a problem.
Those trucks, and we can't help it, there's a couple places where they got across the
Sure.
walking path, but it kicks rocks on it. I know we had one lady slip on some of the rocks, and I asked Jacob to keep it swept off, so.
I did notice on the fishing side there, where the parking lot, it kinda runs from our walking path ran from the bridge over to the dock.
Mhm.
Vehicles are pulling up
on
onto the
the
walking
walking
The
path
parking lot.
continuously. So eventually that,
I have to get some signs
so
stuck
I don't know
there.
if there's a way we can put some like
Steel
posts
posts.
or something there to keep them from pulling up onto the walking path. I mean, they're pulling in the parking lot, I can see why they're doing it.
Yeah.
And they're just parking there, but
Yeah.
they are putting the front
Do we have
tires
any extra
on it
parking
all the
lots,
time.
like concrete parking?
I just think they need just a reflective
Sure,
post or
we do.
something, it wouldn't have to be huge.
Figure out,
Yeah, we can-
let's figure out tomorrow what we're able to put there.
Yellow,
Yeah,
whatever.
we can do that.
So,
We'll
yeah.
figure something out.
Yeah, we talked about one time putting a handicap spot or two there by the dock. I don't know if we would like actually pave it.
Pave it.
I don't know if that's something you wanna look at again or no.
We can look at it.
That's all I have.
Thank you, dear. Carleen, ma'am.
I was just gonna say downtown, it's starting to pick up again, people walking everywhere. Gotta put that out
Yep.
there, don't be flying
Don't
down
be
through
flying
town.
down Main Street, yeah.
So, and then when's the restrooms by us gonna be open, cause they're driving me crazy, people are driving us crazy. Cause, you know, Lane's Landing is so far, you know, from us.
Anytime now,
They
right?
should be done.
Yeah, we can do about any time now. We,
Yeah, that'd be great, I
And the
mean, it's
park-
a daily question,
and the park too.
yeah.
Is there a sign there?
There's a sign, they have put a sign on it, but, you know, you just still come in and ask anyway.
Let's make it a point to get that this week.
Yeah.
I mean, we may be a little ahead of the ballgame, but there've been quite a few people now in the last few
There's a lot
days.
of
We've got a
people.
lot of people.
So, both of them, all three of them,
There's a buses here every weekend.
so, okay.
Yeah.
Yep, not a problem.
That's it, that's all I got.
Okay, couple quick things. I wasn't kidding when I said I was gonna send something to Buc-ee's. I was down in Gulfport and went to the Buc-ee's down there, and then I told Tom I'm gonna put together one of my best BS reports and, you know, try to get them to at least look. I know they're expanding, cause I talked to a manager of Buc-ee's that was in Gulfport, Mississippi, and they are looking to go to some different places and some different states, and there's nothing been in Illinois, so I told Tom, use pictures of what goes on at that motorcycle cross, use our 13 world records and our big things here, you know, and then information with folks like you, what you guys are doing, new business buildings like Aaron's and the new pharmacy, all that stuff makes for a nice little presentation for this. Is there a chance they'll come? I know there's not a chance if I don't ask, you know, and at the risk of breaking my own arm, patting my own back, when it comes to throwing out BS for salesmanship, I've done it for 40 years and I'm gonna give it the best pitch.
You're a professional.
I don't know if that's, yeah, I don't know if that's a characteristic that you ought to put on your business card, but yes, it does work out, so I'm gonna work on that. The other thing is, we did get a report, you know, I talked to you about the possibility of trying to buy a track hoe and take care of what Tracy and what Adam have done prior to giving some of the control to the land bank, what they've done on the 70-some houses and buildings that we originally had on that list 4 years ago. He brought me a list the other day, and we are down to 15 that's to be something to done yet.
Pending, yeah.
And most of those have got April court dates. You know, so we could be close to the end. We've got 2 properties now that need to be, 3 properties. One just got completed, the one up on Alabama. So, but I was going to buy a used, track hoe, do the demolition and sell it. I got word yesterday that we're not gonna have to do that the Bowens are buying another one, and they will graciously allow us, since Chad's a professional operator, to use it and rent it and tear it down and save us some good amount of monies. Also, I've talked to Adam, and we've got that big list of trees that need to be removed for electrical wire problems and that, and basically just some unsafe conditions. And I think instead of having the electric boys work on it, I think we're gonna try to appropriate enough dollars that we can have them hired and taken out and do them in a pretty consistent basis and get that situation eliminated. And, I think that would be easier on our people. And if we have an emergency, our people can go do one, but otherwise, have it done professionally, get the liability off of us, and go from there and try to get those bid out here in the next little bit. I've got him working on that also. So with that being said, I've got nothing else to add unless you folks have any questions anywhere. If not, I'll ask for the motion to adjourn at official time, Sharon,
6:51.
6:51.
I'll make the motion.
Miss Marcy, a second.
I'll say.
Miss Carleen, vote.
Brown,
Yes.
Hanley,
Yes.
Mumford,
Yes.
Richardson,
Yes.